Hey Oscar, P3 and P2 for you today in the two sessions. I mean, it looked good from the outside, but how did it feel behind the wheel of the car today?
Yeah, it was a pretty good day. I think we were a step behind Mercedes, or at least Kimi, which we expected. But I think it's been a pretty productive day. Tried a lot of things. We had some homework to do on my side from Spain, and I felt like we've been able to do a good job of trying to try some things. So from that side, I think it's been pretty good.
And in terms of kind of looking ahead to the rest of the weekend, you mentioned the homework from your side, going from last weekend to this, but how much more homework can you do overnight into tomorrow, into Sunday, to try and reduce that gap maybe to Kimi ahead, Mercedes?
We'll have to see. I think for Kimi to do that kind of time on his second lap on the soft is quite impressive. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. We can't invent anything overnight, but there's definitely going to be areas for probably both of us to learn from each other. So we'll just try and apply those bits and see where we end up.
Thanks, Oscar.
Cheers.
Hey Charles, it's always difficult when you miss FP1. Is it even more difficult at these new cars and when you kind of just want to get track time after two difficult weekends?
Well, it's not been an easy Friday, I think, but not particularly from me. Yes, of course, I missed FP1 and that's never ideal, but you can still recover from a few less laps in FP1. But I think just as a team, we don't seem to be very competitive for now, so there's a lot of work to be done on the car in order to make sure that we get back to a more reasonable place. But we'll analyze and work very hard tonight, and hopefully tomorrow we can do a big step forward.
Were you a little bit surprised with that kind of where you guys were on Friday? Because in theory this track should suit you guys and you're kind of on this upward trajectory, aren't you?
I mean, as we've said, I think yesterday, the straights are quite a lot and we are losing so much time down the straights. I think maybe we are a bit negatively surprised of our performance in the corner at the moment, because in the corners normally we are competitive and we are not that competitive at the moment, so this is the part to fix. I don't think we have a fix though for the straight line speed, and for that reason I think we'll struggle this weekend.
And just in terms of your personal feeling in the car, it was great to hear that you felt like it was back in Spain. That's translated to another circuit just in this 1 hour?
It's been a particularly difficult Friday as a team again, so I don't think either of Lewis or me are happy with the car at the moment. But yeah, we'll work hard and hopefully tomorrow will be.
It's a tricky track, isn't it? A little bit of a delay in FP2, but otherwise, how's it gone today?
Yeah, I mean FP1 was a very strong session for us both. We looked really good, and then straight out of the blocks in FP2, McLaren looked flying, to be honest, and obviously disrupted the session on my side. But yeah, their race pace, their single lap pace looks pretty decent.
And then there's an upgrade to the Red Bull, so we don't really know where that is. But what was the strength of the car in FP1 that you felt, okay, this is good, this feels good, we're on to a good weekend?
Well, I think it was more, everyone else had a pretty troubled session. Like every time I saw on the TV screens, it was drivers in the garage with problems. You know, Lando only got out at the end. I think Lewis had some problems, Max had some problems. So I think that probably flattered our pace a bit in FP1, but things were feeling good. But as I said, it was a real surprise just seeing that first lap of the McLarens in P2 just right at the top, and their race pace, especially on Lando's side, looked a bit better than us.
Okay, that's race pace. Let's look forward to qualifying then. It's a one-lap tie, you think? Is it a matter of just keeping them under control temperature-wise? Any issues getting them up to temperature?
Definitely no issues getting them up to temperature. I mean, the track hit 60 degrees Celsius today, so it was, the tyres are burning out there and they're going through hell. So just trying to find that sweet spot, trying to balance it over the course of a lap, even though it's only 11 corners, with these conditions isn't easy.
Okay, great stuff. Thanks very much.
Hey Checo, tough day for you, tough day for the team with those issues out on track. Can you just tell us a little bit about what's happened out there and what's been going on?
Yeah, it's been a bit unfortunate. I want to start with the positive, which is that we seem to be closer. Valtteri had a good session this morning. We could see a bit of light in there. Unfortunately, running was very limited for me today. We don't really know what's the issue on my side. So we're going to be changing pretty much everything on the electrical side to make sure that for tomorrow we can have a clean day, because we have a lot of work ahead of us.
And I know there was a lot of talk about the upgrades that the team were bringing, and obviously with the limited running you've had, I don't know how much you've been able to get a gauge, or if that's kind of more coming from Valtteri's side.
Yeah, I think it's hard to compare anything, but I was on a good lap until I had these issues this morning with my first sector. But you never know. Unfortunately, hopefully tomorrow we are able to find out where we really are, and we can have a much straighter day.
Hey Alex, I know it wasn't the smoothest of days, but it seemed like you got back out at least and they fixed the problem with that car. Just talk me through kind of how it evolved and how things went.
Yeah, okay. Struggling, to be honest, with pace. I think just far off from the midfield. I think the Cadillacs brought an upgrade and they seem to be with us on pace, so we need to maybe, if anything, watching the mirrors rather than look up front. So it's going to be tricky. Our low fuel runs are better than our high fuel runs, but our high fuel runs during that race run were terrible.
You obviously came into the weekend wanting to maybe try a few things, understand the package.
Yeah.
Was it a case of track specific? Did those things not work? Do you know where you're at, or is it too early?
Yeah, I think got better. Understood the car a little bit better this weekend so far. I've been in a better rhythm with the car, but the lap times aren't showing it.
Any kind of idea why at this stage?
No. There's a couple of corners in where it's kind of medium high speed long corners, and you can see compared to especially the top teams, it's almost 7-8 tenths. In the long runs, we can be losing over half a second in one corner. So it's these are the kind of corners where last year we weren't too bad. Actually, we were quite strong in them, but this year we've taken a step back. We're always looking to fix them. We try everything with the car, but we seem a little bit cornered. We're not. It's not for the lack of not trying. We're putting everything we can on the car, but still not feeling like we've got the right balance. Low speed and high speed.
Yeah, just take me through like how day one's gone for you, how it's felt behind the wheel.
Yeah, I mean we've had quite a lot of data gathering and trying to understand a bit more about the new parts we brought here in Austria, and yeah, it's very hot out there, so it obviously makes it quite tricky. But overall, some good learnings. Still feel, yeah, it's pretty tricky behind the wheel, so hopefully we can improve a bit the car balance for tomorrow and find a bit more pace. But yeah, there's a bit of work to do. Yeah.
I mean, if you make that step in the right direction overnight into tomorrow and also into Sunday, what do you think is possibly on the cards for you here?
I mean, so far every weekend we've managed to fight for the top 10. I think that should be the target. It's kind of like the usual rivals, out there, like V-Carb and Audi look pretty strong. So yeah, we'll see. I think at the moment really want to focus on ourselves and our own pace. Try to find a bit more performance from these new parts we got on the car, and hopefully it can put us on the right foot.
Hey Fernando, I know it's hard to learn much from Friday, especially with the car so similar. So what could you get out of today?
Yeah, not much. As you said, I think we play a little bit with the setup in FP1, also in FP2. But yeah, we're still investigating some of the issues that we have also on our car since the beginning of the practice. So yeah, hopefully we can fix some of those for tomorrow. But yeah.
Well, it's always good to get some car time. So how was that? What kind of learnings did you get out of it today?
Yeah, I mean, as you say, it's always fun to drive a car in an FP1, and generally driving an F1 car is always a pleasure. I had a very good time last time in Barcelona, so I was very excited to get back at it, and I actually really like this track. We knew it was going to be a bit tricky because it's super hot here, like it was in Barcelona. But ultimately, I mean, the run and the session generally went quite well. I was very happy on the medium. We had a bit of a compromise run on the softs. I had an issue with the system and I didn't get the deployment that we wanted. So in the end, the soft lap was not exactly what I wanted. So it was a bit of a shame there because that's obviously the lap time that ends up on the board. But generally, yeah, we completed the run plan. I did some aero testing with the rakes in the beginning, and the pace on the medium was very good. So yeah, you can't always have a perfect FP1. So I'm still quite happy.
And in terms of what the team feedback was, what did they say to you after that session?
I mean, they were happy, and I think they're always going to be happy as long as you keep the car intact. And yeah, I mean, the pace in the medium was good. I was a bit offset to Nico because we had to do the aero rake tests. And then we had some test items that we tried as well. So the brakes actually took a lot longer than we expected, which also compromised our soft run in the end, because after I had the issue, we basically didn't have the time to prepare another soft lap. But yeah, I kept the car intact, gave them the feedback they wanted, and all the tests went well, so they were happy.
Well, tough day out there, but the good news, Gabby, is that there seems to be some decent pace in the Audi round here. The upgrade's working so far?
Feels like it's working. Obviously, you know, when you put the upgrade in the first day, I think they need to analyze all the data that we have produced through the day, and then we'll have a proper answer by tomorrow, and I will be sure if it worked as expected. But the feeling with the car is decent. I think today's session was okay. Obviously, I didn't do FP1, so I had to try to adapt quite quickly, and it felt all right.
Okay, and in terms of actually getting the most out of qualifying, the margins here are so tight, so difficult. What do you think is going to be the deciding factor?
Well, as you said, the margin is tight, so I think it's getting, you know, the good balance in it, and putting a good lap, being confident with the car, and I think you can do decently in quali.
Okay, and that would mean Q3 potentially?
We'll only know this on Saturday.
Well, it's tough work out there for everybody, and a few issues on the car, but what should we talk about first? The issues or actually the upgrades? What did you feel from the upgrades? Did you manage to get a read on the many upgrades that have come?
No, I mean, it's not a completely different car, to be honest, so feels like the usual, to be fair. So yeah, we still have work to do to catch up. For some reason, we know in free practice we were quite slow to get started, and the car comes alive sometimes in qualifying, but yeah, we need to get it sorted because it's quite tough.
Okay, what's the issue at turn 3? You and Max said exactly the same thing. You wouldn't have heard him, of course, but he was saying the same thing as you about turn 3.
Well, it's just no grip. We're struggling with grip, which is surprising. It's a speed range we've been good at, so to have this behavior from the car, I don't understand.
Okay, so you'll do the usual overnight work. Maybe if the track rubbers in, there's some performance to come. Is it one of those things that you'll only know at the beginning of Q1?
Yeah, but you know, we want to make the car work in every session, and we want to know. We don't want luck to be helping us. We want to do the job ourselves, and whatever the track gives you, you need to be fast.
Hi, Yumu. Another session in F1 machinery for you today. Can you just sum up how today went for you?
Yeah, that was quite okay. It was difficult for me because I had quite a lot of test run with work on the car, so I didn't have many laps to push. So I had to go straight to the push lap with the soft tire after rake off. So it was a bit difficult, but still I was able to build up the pace quite quickly, and I also had a quite good long run pace at the end, so which was quite okay. Yeah, I think it was a decent session for me. Yeah.
Nice. Can you just explain to me like how sessions like that obviously help with your own personal development and having them quite close to each other this time around? Obviously you're in FP1 in Barcelona and a Red Bull here in a racing bull. How much does that kind of help your own personal development?
It's massive for sure. You know, it's a really unusual experience that I can drive 2 different teams in 2 events in a row. But the car have felt quite different. You know, it's completely different car, so I had another completely new experience today. So yeah, for sure, this will help to improve my performance even more. Yeah.
Lovely. And in terms of your own plans for the near future, what sort of things are you going to be up to?
Honestly, on my side, I don't know yet. But it's just I'm keep pushing to improve my performance and be ready whenever I can jump in the car.
Arvid, as Fridays go, that looked pretty damn good out there. It looked like you were quick straight out of the box. Is that how you're feeling after those couple of sessions of running?
Not quite as happy as you made it sound. P1 was positive, I would say. It was good. I was happy in P1. P2 a little bit less. Unfortunately, we had to miss, obviously, the start of the session a bit at the beginning. So yeah, just a few things to look into overnight. I think the pace was okay. Generally, we're yeah, generally it's been okay. A few things to work on, but I think we're not in a bad place.
So to add further context to that first question, Alan was pretty delighted with what you and Liam did today because the feeling was that the car looks good. Do you feel like you should be in contention to fighting for Q3 this weekend and for the points if you kind of get everything together?
Yeah, definitely. I think the guys have done an unbelievable job on the car's development over the last few races. The engineers are doing a good job. So I think where we are at the moment, that definitely should be the goal.
And in terms of your immediate rivals, have you kind of got a feel? Do you feel like you're topping at the end of the top of the midfield at the minute?
I think so. Yeah, I think we were the only car with only team with two cars together. Obviously Gabby did a good lap, Pierre as well, but their teammates were a little bit further back. So I do think we have a very solid package.
Hey Luke, obviously a fair few more laps this weekend versus Barcelona, which I'm sure is great news for yourself. Just what was it like out there, and obviously getting that first proper taste of the car as well? Yeah, very different, I think, to what I expected. It was amazing. Getting behind the car for the first time, get behind the wheel for the first time was great. And I think a good result in the session. No major mistakes, although a few lockups here and there. And I guess to be top of the rookies and be that close to Alex, I was happy. Getting these opportunities as well for you, how important is it for your own kind of personal development as a driver and what you might want to go and do in the future? Yeah, obviously these FP1s are crucial, and it's always very, very different to the TPC testing that we do in the previous car. So getting these FP1 sessions gets me to really understand this new car and help then give feedback and data back to the factory, which I'm looking forward to going and doing the correlation of now. And in terms of your own kind of plans, what's on the agenda in the near future for you? Keep learning. I think in F1 machinery, I'm really appreciative for the opportunity to be getting in these cars. Continue to learn and listen to the engineers around me and just keep driving.
Hey Esteban, well, you got an opportunity to try a few of the things you wanted to put in place for today, and you only had one session to do it. So how did it all come together?
Yeah, I mean, obviously jumping after Rio as FP1, so there was a lot to take on board. There seems to be a lot less degradation than Barcelona, which is quite positive, even with the heat. We have a clear direction of where we want to go for tomorrow, what we need to improve, so we'll try and do that.
How early is it the weekend to even have an idea of where you think you're going to stack up? Because it looks close as it always is around here.
It's too early so far, and we'll try and do the best we can.
Hey Fred, just take us through how that first day of action has gone from your side.
Yeah, it was a tough Friday that we struggled a little bit with the conditions, a bit extreme. The altitude, the temperature, it's the same for everybody, but it's not suiting very well to us. But it is like it is, that we have the night to correct, to be ready for tomorrow, to put everything together, and let's try to do a better job on Saturday.
And I know, obviously, we were talking ahead of this weekend about the PU update that's come in for you guys. Is there a sense of how much it's given you, where it's at?
But it's we knew about Adour 2 weeks ago or 1 week ago that you can't expect to have huge step forward. That we put a new engine for sure, but it's not a decent step.
And in terms of the rest of the weekend, obviously it was a very special one last time out, but what are the hopes, what are the targets, what can you really hope to achieve here?
To do our best, that as usual, that we'll see the outcome on Sunday evening, but so far we are far away of our potential. It means that we have to work on ourselves, to be focused on ourselves, not to think about the others, and to try to put everything together.
Thanks, Fred.
Yeah, we have listened to the drivers' interviews after practice one, and as always, we are going to have these kind of videos in our channel. I hope, and just we are waiting for your surprise. I'm sorry, I said surprise, for your support in our channel, to be subscribed, to be liked videos, and commenting to those videos in our channel. Today was packed with the driver interviews, media sessions, upgrade discussions, tire concerns, and a lot of teams clearly trying to figure out where they actually stand before practice gets serious. Tomorrow actually practice 3, and after thinking all the drivers, they one thing became very clear: the grid is insanely close right now. So let's recap everything that happened today in Australia. The biggest topic in the paddock today was definitely upgrades. Almost every team brought new parts this weekend because Australia being treated as a huge turning point in the season. Mercedes arrived looking super confident. George Russell said the team finally feels comfortable with the 2026 package and admitted that Austria should suit the car much more better than recent tracks. Kimi Antonelli also sounded calm but admitted this circuit is brutally mentality because one tiny mistake ruins an entire lap instantly. And as you know, he had a very huge, very good performance today. And honestly, the Mercedes garage, actually, they were very relaxed today. That's something people immediately noticed in the paddock. Ferrari also had a strong media day. Lewis Hamilton said Ferrari finally understands tire management properly after recent upgrades and believes that the team can genuinely fight near the front this weekend. Charles Leclerc sounded optimistic too and explained that Austria's traction zone should suit Ferrari much better compared to some previous races, but both Ferrari drivers warned about the rear tire overheating becoming a massive issue during the race, and honestly, tire degradation became one of the biggest talking points. Today, Pirelli already warned the teams that the new 2026 cars are putting a huge stress on the rear tires around Austria because of the aggressive traction zones and the energy deployment systems of the new regulation. Lando Norris described that the tire window was super sensitive, while Oscar Piastri admitted strategy could completely decide the race this weekend, and honestly McLaren should be confident. Overall, Piastri especially looked locked in today. He said McLaren expect a strong pace from the beginning of the weekend, and hinted the simulation numbers looked very promising before arriving in Austria. Norris kept things calmer but admitted qualifying could literally come down to hundreds of a second because of the field is so tight. And there was Fernando Alonso who honestly had one of the funniest interviews. They also joked that the current generation of Formula One car are so complicated, even engineers are like confused sometimes. And as you know, all of the drivers are they are agreeing with Fernando Alonso, and of course we had a lot of more drivers in our video, and we're going to have these kind of videos every single race in a Formula One. Just will kindly ask to you to not to forget like this video, to comment and to subscribe to the channel.